Hey guys, welcome back to another one. And today's video will be a little bit different from the usual setup. One of my friends asked me to do an update on Uscad and also how I plan to manage it. All right. So that means let's go. And remember, not financial advice. All right. All right. So this is the Monday, right? And price is basically at strong support, right? So it's expected to see a pullback right about here. But looking on the monthly, to me, this bullish candle wouldn't be or this pattern, right? With these two candles wouldn't be enough for me to say yes, I'm bullish, right? Even though we are at strong support on the month, that is. So let's go deeper and see what's happening. The weekly now is a different story. So this pattern is basically telling me that um the bulls are trying to make a move right here, and I'm definitely interested in this. So this right here, so here we have two indecision candles, and then we have strong bullish candle, right? That basically engulfed one, two, three candles, right? So this on the weekly, I'm definitely interested in um a bullish push. All right. So on top of this pattern right here, these candlesticks right here. Remember, we are at the support. All right. Let's go in a little bit further. All right. So here we go again. So um we're seeing the support, and for some would probably say this resembles cup and handle or whatever. So maybe this would be the cup and the handle would be something like this and then up, but um not for me. I'm only interested in the candlesticks and break of support or break of trend line. Alright. So looking closer we see that the bulls are basically fighting back. So we have a pin bar and then we have a bullish candle. We have another bullish, strong bullish candle, and then we have another one right here, which has engulfed one, two, three, four candles, right? And then we have the bulls in control right about here, and also here. So the weekly is bullish to me, and daily is also bullish, right? H4. So I have marked one of the point point that one of the points that I have an entry. So I have an entry above this week, right? So let's take a closer look. So potential entries. So look at this. So this is, so I had this when price was right about here, right? So price was in, let me, so I had that, right? Then I had a buy stop above here and sell stop below here, right? So let's see. Sell stop would have been triggered, stopped out above here. All right. So sell stop triggered, stopped out about here. So sell stop would be, that would be maybe a 95 pips loss. All right. So here goes. So looking at this now, we can see clearly that price down at this area, price has been struggling. So support is read right about here. So now on this remember this is the H4. Let me go down even closer. All right, so let me zoom out. Let me zoom. All right, so price converging, basically. Price converging. So I would have adjusted this to here, right? And then before all of that, all of this bullish movement, I would have my trend line right about here. Right, so price. So I was watching it. So I have an entry above this point. So I was watching it. Price came back down. Let me zoom out again. Yeah, so the price would be in this region converging, right? So the breakout. So here, so as I was looking for an entry, somewhere around this breakout region, right? So price went up here. So, but before my buy stop would have been here, right? So for this one, price went up here and then came back down. So my buy stop would have been above this one now when price went down to this point. Price made another high and then a lower low. So my buy stop would have been here, right? Price went up, triggered my buy stop. My stop loss would have been under this point, right? Right here, let me zoom out. Let me zoom in. So it would have been right here. So you can see clear that as long as it was below this one, you should have been fine. So it was right about here. So price made went above this high. So now we could actually adjust this trend line. All right. So now with all of this, here's my new read here for my stop loss for the entry. So right about here, that's 52 or well 50 pips stop loss, and price is basically at 38 pips now, right? And I have more than one inches. I think I have inches up above here, above all over the place. All right, so for me, I know. So my rule is that once price moves 40 pips, I would actually move it to break even. But in some cases where um in this case, I noticed that price price like I think price would actually need more than the 40 pips room to actually play out, right? So here I have the bullish trend line. So I'm working with the bullish trend line for this one, right? So as long as price remains above this here, I'm good. I'm bullish, right? I'm not in any rush to move it to break even or move it below a low at this time because I'm managing this on the H4 time frame. So my friend asks a very valid question, right? He asks, how do I cover trades? And firstly, let me explain. When covering trade, first let me say like you will never be able to have a 100% win rate, never, right? So covering trade is not a way to try and stop prevent losing trades. Now, the purpose of covering trades for me, right, is basically when I'm trading a pair and I have a lot of entries on it, right? I usually trail or manage the trades more aggressively, right? So in that case, I would actually try to cover trade. But when I'm under normal circumstances, I won't necessarily push the cover trade. I would just use a normal 40 pips stop loss, 40 pips move stop loss to break even. But it so I have different rules based on different things that I'm seeing in the market, right? So like in a case like this, right? So I have the entry right about here and price went up 60 pips, right? I could have easily moved my stop loss to break even right about here. But for me, looking at this now, I know that price could actually come down to this trend line and then continue up, or even come down to this low again and then continue up, right? So I'm not in any rush to move my stop loss to break even now. And even if you look at this, so let's look at the weekly, right? Look at the weekly, this pattern, right? So we have this strong bullish candle, right? So we know that price could actually come down all the way, even down to this point, and then continue up. So if the price comes all the way to this point, it could still be a bullish pattern. So that's one of the other reasons why I'm not in any rush to actually move my stop loss to break even on this one. So I'm basically using this trend line to manage it for now. So all my entries, my stop loss is about here. So let's see. And price could still come down to here and then continue up. But this is where I'm comfortable. So if I see price come heading to this point, I won't be comfortable because it would actually be saying to me that price broke this trend line, right? And could find resistance at the back of the trend line and then continue down, right? So for me, I'm going to continue to manage this one from with this trend line. So let's see what will happen. All right, guys, that's it for this one. And this one is very long, but it wasn't meant for everybody. It was just meant to answer one of my friend's questions. So and I'm just sharing it. So if you like this type of video, you can comment and let me know, and I'll do more videos like this. All right, that being said, see you in the next one.